Okay, let's talk about something, that little voice inside your head. You know the one, the narrator that's with you all day long, planning what you're going to do next, replaying conversations, and yeah, sometimes singing the same line from a song over and over and over again.
But seriously, just for a second, what's going on in there for you right now? Is there a voice? Is it talking? Is it quiet? Because for so many people, that inner world is a really, really busy place.
And when I say busy, I mean nonstop. As one Reddit user so beautifully put it, their inner voice just never stops talking. I think a lot of us can relate to that feeling, right? That constant chatter. Someone else said it feels like they're constantly writing a novel in their head, complete with typos and constant rewrites. It just feels like a basic part of being human, this endless stream of words. It's just how thinking works, isn't it? Well, what if I told you it's not? What if, for a massive chunk of the population, that inner monologue is completely silent? It turns out this whole thinking in words thing isn't universal at all, and there's actually a name for it. Scientists are calling it an endophasia. You can see the breakdown right there. It's pretty straightforward. It literally means a lack of inner speech. Now, this isn't some disorder, it's just a label for a totally different way of experiencing consciousness, one without a voice narrating everything. And here is where it gets absolutely wild. Studies suggest that only about 30 to 50% of us actually have that constant verbal inner monologue, which means for at least half the population, the inside of their head is a much, much quieter place. So, if they're not thinking in words, what on earth is going on in there? Well, when you ask people with an endophasia, they describe it in these really abstract, fascinating ways. Not with words, but with feelings or images, or, like this person said, as interconnected cobwebs of concepts. They're thinking in pure concepts, without any symbols like words or pictures attached to them. It's the raw thought itself. So the big question is, does it matter? I mean, does this huge difference in how we think internally actually change how we behave in the outside world? Well, yes, it absolutely does. A recent study in 2023 showed people pairs of pictures, like a picture of a sock and a picture of a clock, and asked, do the names of these things rhyme? The folks who reported having less inner speech, they were way less accurate. So even though their thoughts aren't verbal, it seems to affect how they handle language-based tasks.
And get this, that same study also tested verbal working memory. They just had people try to remember and recall lists of 5 simple words. And again, a super clear result, the group with less inner speech struggled more. It's like that little voice we take for granted is actually doing a ton of heavy lifting, especially when it comes to holding words in our mind.
Okay, so for the rest of you, the 30 to 50% who do have a narrator going full blast, the question changes. It's not if you have a voice, but what kind of voice is it? Because let's be honest, not all self-talk is helpful. You can usually sort that inner chatter into 2 main camps. On one side, you've got the inner critic. Oh, you know this one. It's the voice that blames you for everything, blows up every tiny negative thing, and is always, always convinced the absolute worst is about to happen. But then there's the other voice, the inner guide. We call it our gut feel, our sixth sense, our intuition. It's quieter, and it guides more than it shouts. And I love how researcher Brené Brown describes it. She says intuition isn't just some magical feeling. It's our brain rapidly combining everything it knows, instinct, past experiences, logic, all of it, to give us an answer. It's not the opposite of reason. It's like a super fast, integrated version of it. So the real challenge here isn't just to have an inner voice, it's to train it, to make it a guide, not a critic. The question is, how do we turn down the volume on all that negative static so we can actually hear that deeper wisdom? Having a strong inner guide can literally save your life. Think about Nando Parado, one of the survivors of that horrific 1972 Andes plane crash. He said he survived because of the calm, clear instructions from his inner voice. While everyone else was panicking, his mind was telling him simple, powerful things. Don't waste energy on what you can't control. Look forward, think clearly, you will survive.
It's just an incredible example of that inner voice being a pure survival tool. But you don't need to be in a life or death situation. This kind of guidance is a huge advantage in any high-stakes world, like business. Take Paul Pullman. In 2009, he takes over as CEO of Unilever, and his intuition screams at him to launch this crazy, radical sustainability plan. The market freaked out. The stock tanked. But he stuck with it. He trusted that inner voice over all the noise. And by the time he left, shareholder value was up by nearly 300%. It's proof that sometimes your gut just knows something the spreadsheets don't.
So how do we actually do this? How do we build up that inner guide? Well, it starts with getting quiet. You have to literally put the distractions away and make time to think. Then you look for inspiration, reading, learning. It builds new pathways for your brain to use. And you have to exercise it like a muscle. The more you actually listen to and trust that gut feeling, the stronger and clearer it gets. It's also super helpful to externalize it. Talk about what you're thinking with someone else. It helps you see it more clearly. And finally, you have to let go of needing to be 100% certain. Intuition works in that gray area, and you have to be willing to trust it.
In the end, it doesn't matter if your mind is a quiet space full of concepts or a loud meeting room full of voices. It's your own unique inner landscape. The real question isn't what it's supposed to sound like. It's, are you actually taking the time to explore it, to listen? What's your inner world trying to tell you? Thanks for joining us.